for my first advisor, Ma'am Olga, and the second advisor is Ma'am Erma, and my reviewer, Mr. Tampung. So, before I'm going to present my thesis proposal, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Devianty Putri Permatasari. My register number is AAA 117104. And today I'm going to present my thesis proposal with the title
Apa?
An analysis of figurative language used in the song lyrics of Katy Perry's album Smile. Table contents. The first one is chapter 1, introduction. Second, chapter 2, literature review. And the third is chapter 3, research method. First, research background. The researcher used Katy Perry song since the researcher has heard some of her literary works in music. One of Katy Perry's famous songs is Firework, which contains figurative languages in it. One example of the lyrics is like a house of cards. This is called simile in figurative language. The next is research focus. The researcher focuses this research on the types of figurative language used in the song lyrics of Katy Perry album Smile. The researcher will use Perrin's figurative language theory. Next, research problem. First, what are the figurative languages found in the song lyrics of Katy Perry's album Smile? And second, what are the meaning of figurative languages used in the song lyrics of Katy Perry's album Smile? And the third, what is the dominant figurative language used in the song lyrics of Katy Perry's album Smile? And next, research objective. The first, to find the types of figurative languages found in the song lyrics of Katy Perry's album Smile. Second, to describe and analyze the meaning of the figurative languages used in the song lyrics of Katy Perry's Smile album. And the third, to find out the dominant figurative language used in the song lyrics of Katy Perry's album Smile. And the next, research significance. The first one, theoretically, this is for the first for English teachers, for students, and for readers. And second one is practically, the result of this research is expected to give knowledge and inspiration for the next researchers who want to conduct further studies about figurative language used in different types of literature sources, especially analyzing figurative language in the song lyrics. Here, definition of key terms. The first one is definition of analysis, and the second one's definition of song lyrics, and the last is definition of figurative language. Chapter 2, this discusses some related figurative language theories. The first one is concept and theory. Concept and theory contains literature, song, lyric, figurative language, kinds of figurative language, and the last is Katy Perry's Smile album. And previous research, this chapter, in previous research, researchers choose 3 researchers from journal article related to this research. The first is from Fitria 2018. Her research is entitled Figurative Language used in One Direction's album entitled Up All Night. And the second is from Zaimar Diansyah 2019. His research entitled Investigating Figurative Language used in the Katy Perry song lyrics. And the third is from Farhan Muhammad 2021. His research journal entitled An Analysis of Figurative Language in Maroon 5. Nobody's Love Song Lyrics. And next, this is the framework. The subject is data, and the next is reading the lyrics while listening to the song. And the next step is classifying the types of figurative languages in the song lyrics based on Perrin's figurative language theory, divided into 10 types. The first one is metaphor, second simile, and the next synecdoche. Next, personification, onomatopoeia, allegory, hyperbole, irony, symbol, and paradox. And the next step is finding out the dominant figurative language in the song lyrics. And the next, analyzing the contextual meaning of each figurative language in the song lyrics. And the last step is discussion and conclusion. Chapter 3. First is kind of research and approach. This research uses qualitative research to analyze of Katy Perry songs because this research focuses on the analysis of written material in context. And the next is role of researcher. The researcher's role is as a full participant and researcher for the subject in which that the researcher is collecting the data, processing the data, and analyzing the data by herself. There are no instruments like test or interview because researcher is analyzing a literature work, but instead the researcher serves as a key instrument and data collector for this research. This is data and source of data. The data of the research are the lyric for the song lyrics of Katy Perry's album Smile. They contain figurative language in it. This album contains 12 songs. The first one is Never Really Over, Cry About It Later, Teary Eyes, Daisies, Resilient, Not the End of the World, Smile, Champagne Problems, Stuck, Hurley's in High, Only Love, and What Makes a Woman. The source of data are these lyrics includes words and sentences, which makes the data as qualitative data. The researchers also collected the data from Spotify to complete the data related to the problems. And here, techniques of data collection. The researcher collect the data by library research because the data are gained from written material which are relevant with the object of the research. To collect the data of this research, researcher will take the following steps. The first one is browsing the song lyrics for all songs. And second, collecting the copy of the lyrics in a doc file by a copy and paste it from Spotify. And the third is reading and identifying the figurative languages and organizing the lyrics that contain any figurative language in it. And the last is identifying the dominant figurative language used in the song lyrics. And the next is techniques of data. After collecting the data, the researcher then analyzes the data with steps as follows. The first one is classifying the data. In this step, the researcher identify figurative language using the following table. There are the song title, lyric, figurative language, and contextual. After the second, analyzing the data, the third, discussion, and the last, making conclusion. That's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Devianty. Now we go on to the second session. The questions and suggestions from the viewer. Okay, Pak Tampu, time is yours, Pak Tampu. Unmute the microphone, Pak Kampu.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Ibu Olga dan Ibu Erma. Selamat pagi semuanya. Good morning, everybody. Keep stay in a good health. We're still here anyway.
Amin.
Thank you, Devianty. You have already presented your proposal. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for your English. It's good as well. I hope that
Thank you,
you
sir.
can make it more and better, right? Now look,
Thank you.
I've read your proposal anyway. In general, your proposal is good, right? But in some specific aspects, I got some comments anyway. Yeah, that's maybe you have to make a correction about that. Okay, so for example, I got many notes here somewhere. On page 1, for example, the first paragraph. On what line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 line. 7 line in the research background. Yeah, the line 7. Okay, you said that blank 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 blank. In all fields, even now, English may be located without problems anywhere and each time. This expression is not clear to me, so you have to make it clear. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then the last paragraph, song is tunes and so on and so on, and then you come to the it became one of the most popular literary works. Okay, songs has already been popular anyway, but you use came, it became. That means already past. Okay, that means not anymore. But now it's still become popular. You see, so how can you change that? Okay. Yeah, and then yeah, we come to research focus. But before we come to research focus, I think it is important also to have a short discussion related to the background, contextual background of the songs. Contextual background of the song. You just have a short discussion related to the background of the writer, of Katy Perry, of Catherine Elizabeth Hudson. Yeah, but the background of song created is not taught. Yeah, is not discussed. Yeah.
Yes.
And then, yeah, in your research focus, I think you also, what do you call this? Contextual meaning is also put in your background discuss. Research background, research problem. I mean, research problems. Yeah, in your research problem, contextual meaning. What is the contextual meaning? Yeah. And then we go to, yeah, on page 12, you said that since from the beginning you said that you use Perrin theory, yeah, Perrin?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Perrin theory on figurative language, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you also said that on page 12, the purpose is of using figurative language. I think that is important. But anyway, you should also include it in your analysis. Because this is the grand theory of your research. So the purposes of the using of the figurative language you said here. The first is figurative language effort the listener imaginative pleasure, and so on. And then the second one is the songwriter use figurative language to create emotion and aid in the form of general images in listeners. And the third one is to establish connection with the listeners and the songs. Yeah. So that is important aspect in your research as well, I think. So that should be included in your analysis.
Yes.
So contextual meaning also, I think you should give a little the theory of contextual meaning. What is contextual meaning? Yes. And then consequently, when you also considered about the purposes of the figurative language used in song, and then the table, I think you should put some more columns as to include the purposes of the figurative language, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
But
sir.
let's see.
And I just would like to ask you related to the word that you use on page 3, second paragraph, right?
Wait.
Knowing the meaning of lyric is important because the listener will know the meaning and purpose of the song. Yeah, what does it mean?
Yes. Excuse me, sir. Can you repeat?
Knowing the meaning of a lyric is important because the listener will know the meaning and purpose of the song. What does it mean?
Because the lyrics contains some that is not original words, so that's why people will understand if the lyrics should be understand the
Should
meaning.
be understood.
Yes.
So should be understood, right? Okay, so that's why you said that knowing the meaning of the lyric is important. It's not only for the listener but also for the singer. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Will know the meaning of and the purpose of the song. That's why I just would like to relate it with the theory as you stated before, that the purpose of the figurative language. Yeah,
Yes.
figurative language use based on theory. There are 3 as you mentioned before. Okay.
Yes.
And then I just would like to ask you. I just would like to ask you about on page 12, right? On page 12.
Kakak tingkat ini, yang ini Devianty ini.
On the second paragraph, you said, you write it here, it is used both in oral and written communication to clarify something and express an idea in a creative and imaginative ways or indirectly.
Yes.
Why? Why should be so? Why should be so? It is used both in oral and written and so on and so on. Why? What is it for?
Because it is something too easy to understand, sir. In oral and written communication to clarify something and express an idea. It is too easy to understand, sir.
Is this to make it easy to understand something? You see, on the last paragraph, you say, based on the explanation above, it is obvious now the figurative language is a figure of speech that is used by others or some works that has multiple meanings. It is used both in oral and written communication to clarify something and express an idea in creative and imaginative ways or indirectly. Why? What is it for?
This is for to make people easy to understand.
Make people easy to understand.
Yes.
Do you agree that figurative language is easy to understand?
Yeah.
To make the words beautiful, sir.
To make what?
To make the words looks beautiful.
To make the words look beautiful.
Word, yes.
Okay, look, you have stated before the purposes of the use of figurative language above, you see, so you have to refer back to that.
Yeah.
You have to refer back to the parents' theory related to the figurative language. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
1 until 3. So you have to make it clear here. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. Now. Yeah. And also a little bit about the way you write down the name of the authors in your quotation. Yeah, in your quotation, I think. Like, who is it? Where do you use Professor Dr. Holton? Professor Dr. Holton, you said something. Is it the way you write down the authors? I forgot on what page. You said based on Professor Dr. Holton in writing the guideline for writing the paper, writing the proposal, I think. Is it the way you write down the name of Professor Dr. Holton, something like that? Yeah. but you didn't write down it in your reference, in your list of the reference. Yeah, Professor Dr. Holten. Got that?
Yes, sir.
Have you got that? Where did you write it? I forgot. I just look at glance, you see, and then I just remember. Can you find it?
Wait, wait, sir.
Yeah, get it? Find out.
Excuse me, sir. What page, sir? Because
So I just
my
I
draft
couldn't
is
find it. I couldn't
too
find
much.
it now. You see, I couldn't find it now, but I have seen it before, and you write down Professor Dr. Holt somewhere in what page you got. It is related to the guidelines of writing, yeah, writing guidelines, writing technique.
Oh, yes, sir.
Got it? What page?
Professor, this is for pedoman penulisan skripsi.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir.
What page? What page?
Yeah, I didn't tell in this proposal. I didn't write it.
You quote it in
sir.
this proposal anyway. You quote it. Anda mengutip. Ada. Saya lupa di halaman berapa. Saya pernah lihat. Saya cari-cari belum ketemu-temu. Ada?
Um,
Come on.
I only give to the references, sir. I didn't.
You write it in references, no?
Yes.
No, no. I didn't find any name related to Holton. Professor. Here we are. On your references, you write Professor Dr. Holton Sion.
Yes.
How did you
Yeah.
write the name of that?
Only.
The way you write it down, something like that?
No, sir.
Yeah, you have to look at it again, yeah. How can you write the reference?
Yes.
Kenapa? Okay, kenapa? Okay, and then I think that's all about your proposal. Yeah, in general, it's good.
Yes.
I think I need to have a comment a little bit related to the scopes. I think it is too many songs you cover. You see, can you imagine? Can you imagine how can you do this? 12 songs. Maybe you have to select some songs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If you select all of the
Yeah.
songs, I think it's quite big job for you.
Can you find
Yes.
every figurative language in each song? Or does each
Yeah.
song contain a figurative language, maybe?
Not yet, ma'am.
So you have not looked on the songs, yeah?
Yeah.
So you just check on one of the songs of Katy Perry, yeah? And then you put the examples on your background?
Yes.
Yeah. Only one you checked whether it has figurative language or not?
No, I checked the 12 songs, ma'am.
So the 12 songs, do all the 12 songs have figurative language on them?
Some yes, ma'am.
So it means that some do not have the figurative language, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it belongs to one album, yeah? One album.
Yes.
One album, Bapak.
Yes, one album.
Yeah,
Yes,
one album.
the songs in the one album.
Yeah. What I'm thinking is that in one song, I think there will be many figurative language, because song is a literary work that must
Yeah.
use something like figurative language to show and to describe feeling, to describe situation, condition in indirectly way. So song is a literary work, mostly using figurative language.
But maybe not all the lyrics in one song has figurative language, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some lyrics may have just ordinary or what is it here, connotative meaning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why it's also important, I think, when Devianty also described the contextual background of the composing of these songs. Yeah, so when this song composed in what time, in what specific
Yeah, I agree with you.
yeah.
Mood. Mhm.
Yes, sir.
So for example, the song of what is it? We are the world, we are the children. So at the time is the starvation. Yeah. So the composer used many figurative language. So these
Yes, sir.
songs should be also learned, should be also studied in its contextual background.
Yes, of course. To know the meaning of the figurative language, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
to be able to know the contextual background of the song.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all my comment. I think this good. This proposal is good. Can be proceed to next step, that is research. So
Thank you very much, sir.
but anyway, you've got many notes. I have written down in your proposal, in your draft here. If you
Yes.
can take it from me and you get it back, and you have to read it. Okay. Thank you, Ibu
Yes, sir.
Olga. Thank you,
Yes.
Ibu Erma.
You're welcome, Bapak.
Yes, that's it.
You're welcome,
Thank
Pak
you.
Tampung. Okay, thank you, Pak Tampung. Okay, Bu Erma, do you have any comments for Devianty?
A brief comment, maybe I agree with Pak Tampung's suggestions to Devianty's proposal. So you have to add several, what is it here, explanations, yeah, especially on the contextual meaning. And then after that, the purpose of the using of figurative language in the song. So you have to add the fourth research problem, I think, yeah. And then to put the result of the research problems answer into your analysis. And also one more on your references, please refer to buku pedoman, buku panduan, to the space used in writing the references, yeah, whether it is one space or maybe in the same space as your proposal lines, yeah, or written.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all, Ibu. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you, Bu Erma. Okay, so Devianty, you have to revise your thesis proposal. Okay, you have
Yes,
2
ma'am.
weeks. 2 weeks to
Yes.
do the revisions. Please go to the examiner before you go to your advisors. Okay. 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 So Devianty, have you already taken the screenshot?
Oh, not yet, sir. Ma'am,
Okay,
sorry.
you can take, the
Yeah.
screenshot.
Okay, done, ma'am.
Okay, done. Okay. So that's the end of our thesis proposal examination today. Thank you everyone for coming and stay safe and healthy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Papa.
Ma'am Herman,
Okay,
guys.
thank you.
Sir Tampo.
Good luck for
Thank
Devianty.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck, Devianty. Thank you, Pak Tampung. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Bu
Ibu Olga.
Erna.
Thank you, Ibu Herman.
Thank you everyone for coming.
Yeah, for reviewing. Yeah. See you again.
See you
See
again.
you, ma'am. Sir.